Speaking of, the return of Houston Harden, wearing a red jersey and everything. He's back. 45 points, and he tore up the Celtics more than Embiid's Balenciaga sweatshirt. Oh, come on, Kev. Here's Harden after the game.
You're so dumb.
Joel wasn't here tonight, you know what I mean? So, and we knew that going into this series, and now it's like, all right, open the floor, James, you go be aggressive. And tonight I was aggressive. So it's not that I'm not capable of doing it. It just, this is my role for this team. Now, if you want me to do this tonight, then I can do that as well. And I don't think a lot of players can do that. I haven't felt one of those zones in a minute. It felt really good, you know what I mean, just to be aggressive and shoot the basketball and do what I want, you know what I mean? Like, that felt really good. And I'm capable of doing it, you know what I mean? So it felt good.
Believe it or not, the pants were more ridiculous.
It's true, too. It is true.
Were you surprised Harden carried the
I want to ask you a quick question for you, Nick. Just looking at that press conference, does he want Embiid back? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Good to do what I want.
He looked overjoyed. His
wife's out of town. Like, you guys should get a divorce.
Right. I will say I am very surprised that they won the game. Now, I get it. We've seen it, right? The Lakers lost to Memphis with Ja Morant out. Milwaukee beat Miami with Giannis out. So it happens, and you know that in your mind that, hey, you know, they could step up and Boston could take them lightly. But I'm still very surprised at what happened. I thought with Embiid out, Boston would run through them. I am not surprised, Nick, at Harden.
Oh, really?
I'm not. Because Harden, I have felt like I know he's a little older, but I don't feel like he's declined much. Like, I feel like if he were still in Houston, or if Embiid wasn't on the Sixers or was out for the entire year, Harden could do this time. I mean, he's not going to average 45, but he could go back to putting up similar numbers to what he did in Houston. He's just playing a different way. And, Nick, you know I've always said this about Harden. He is one of, like he said it in his conference, he said, you know, not many guys have been able to switch from one to the other.
He's right.
He is one of the very few players who I think is an all-time elite scorer and an all-time elite playmaker.
Right.
Like, he was great at point guard in Brooklyn. I thought he was great this year as a point guard in Philadelphia. So I'm not surprised. But, Nick, look, you know what I'm waiting for. Will you do this when the lights are the brightest in the
pretty
state?
bright
No,
right
they're
now.
not. No, last night was a perfect Harden game.
Because no expectations.
It was no pressure.
All right, that's fair.
Nobody expected them to win.
But
go out there and you get to shoot because Embiid's not here. It was a perfect setup.
All that's fair. I get that.
That's all I'm saying.
It was kind of all reward, very little risk.
Nobody was going to kill him if he had 19
you're still
points.
trailing with 30 seconds left, ball in your hand, and he made the shot.
Yes.
And so
that was a great
in
shot.
that moment, there's immense pressure. But while maybe you were surprised in the method in which Philadelphia won, you should not be surprised they won. Because all Philadelphia does is win.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, hold on.
Really?
Brew, I have a question.
You lost this with that.
Wait, okay. Wilds.
Yeah.
Is Brew a facts guy or a feelings guy?
Well, he's facts guy.
Okay.
I'm a facts guy.
Yeah.
Yet, oddly, with the Sixers all year, he has seemed to be very Drakish, quite in his feelings. Let me show you a few
I'll give you a little
facts.
feeling. There's a little
all right,
feeling
and we
about
will go short term to
fair.
long
This
term.
is-
Never lost.
graphic.
Okay, you say that's ridiculous. Okay, so you want me to expand it past the postseason? Who's been the best team in the league since, I don't know, the All-Star break? There's Philadelphia. Would you like me to expand further? How about since December? December, Brew. That's the best team by a lot of games. By a lot of games.
Pretty good.
Okay, what about how Philadelphia does in the exact situation they were in yesterday? In the clutch. Well, in the regular season, they were the best. In the playoffs, they've been the best. And this is why it's so surprising to me. Brew, who did you vote for league MVP? Embiid. So they have a league MVP. They have a former league MVP who you're saying still has this type of game capable to him. Daryl Morey, to his credit, and full disclosure, he's my close friend, but I think he deserves credit on this, built the deepest team anyone has in the playoffs. They are a legit 10 deep for the postseason. They are. And
I think that's arguable, though.
Okay, arguably the deepest team. They played 8 solid guys last night without their MVP playing. D'Anthony Melton comes in. B-Ball Paul has a huge finish of the game. Why would you not believe the Sixers team can win the conference or win the title? What more would you need them to prove?
I will give you this, and this is a little feelings. It's a little history.
Yeah.
Honestly, maybe we've seen Doc struggle. So, I know he won in 08.
Those are
but
just facts,
since
though.
then, they have struggled mightily under Doc in the playoffs. How many 3-1 leads has he blown? Oh, more than anybody in history. How many times have we seen Harden fail in the big moments? How many times have we seen this Philly team? Because I'm going to be honest, Nick, and I'll give you're right about those facts. I have no fear. None. And maybe I should. But I have no fear about Boston winning this series, even after last night. Boston gets silly at times under Joe Mazzulla. I'm going to give you that.
Can I
And
ask you about
they're
that?
not quite what
So,
they were last year under Udoka. But again, I firmly admit that I might just be looking at too much of the history of Doc and Harden.
Sure.
And even Embiid to some degree. And how Boston would, had they beaten Philly time after time after time the last several years in the playoffs. So maybe maybe it's kind of a Denver thing. Like, look, I'll believe it when you do it.
And by the way, I want to be fair here, clear here. I think that's totally fair. I think there are certain teams, players, or coaches that if you feel like you have been bitten by or they have a long history of not coming through, that they do reach a point where you're like, I will believe it once you have done it and not a moment before that. I am going in the other direction on this because the only guy on the Sixers who I think truly has an indefensible postseason resume is Harden. I think Embiid's is defensible. It's not great, but you can find the reasons. Doc, we always, except for the time he won the title and then made it to another Game 7 in the finals. So it's not like it's just a horrible postseason
It's just been
resume.
since then.
Since then hasn't been great, no doubt about it. Because of the one guy that to me is the biggest question mark is Harden, because he doesn't have to be the man. For this, I'm not picking them because I think he's going to do that. It is a nice bonus that your second best guy or a certain night your third best guy can do that. That once Embiid gets back and now, and I know we're going to get to it, he maybe has some more time, I think they're the most dangerous team in the conference.
Brew, I'm going to show you this video Harden post-game.
Oh, this is
You would think that he would be celebrating, maybe take a quick trip to Vegas in between Game 1 and Game 2. No, he tells everybody, get back, get back. It's only one game.
Okay.
Do you like this leadership from Harden?
I do. I mean, obviously, I picked the Celtics, but still, y'all know I like Harden. All right, I do. And I would Harden, Nick. We've talked about this over the years on this show. It'd be great to see him win the championship.
Yeah.
It really would. But I like seeing this. I'll believe it when I see it. But this is good leadership, and he stepped up.
A little bit there.
What?
A little bit.
A little bit. What?
It's a tiny hedge. It's a tiny hedge.
No, I got Boston, but I'm just saying I like James Harden as a player.
A little emotional hedge.
Just a
It's
little
fine,
bit.
Brew.
No, you got the Warriors, but it would be great if LeBron.
How many
could win.
toes down?
Can you not like how many toes down on Boston?
Yeah.
In this series, I'm 10, man.
Still?
I'm 10.
Okay.
I'm 10.
It doesn't sound like it.
I'm
It
10.
doesn't.
No, I'm
I've
a fan of
seen
James
10.
Harden.
That was not
I
10.
like seeing great players get
Game
their
basically
rings.
ends when Brogdon made this great outlet pass to Tyrese Maxey, not on the team, however. Tatum and Jalen didn't make a field goal in the last 6 minutes of
Maxey
the game.
was going to travel here because he didn't.
He was like shocked.
Yeah, because he thought it was a whistle.
You wonder if they would have called that.
Yeah.
Right. And
Here's-
that's why the Celtics didn't follow.
Tatum post game.
You're just going to win every game you play. Regardless of circumstance, you won't win. And we didn't do it enough to win. So every game you lose, I guess, is a missed opportunity to get a win.
Okay.
What do you think of that, Wiles?
Well, just I felt like it was nothing.
No, you didn't.
What, that?
No, his post-game comments, it seems like it piqued your interest.
No, I don't know if Tatum's the guy, man. I don't know if Tatum's the guy.
You don't like Tatum.
I like him.
You bring up the 100 turnovers.
Well,
I
that's-
only bring it up because he turned the ball over 100 times.
It's true. So here's the thing on are the Celtics overrated? That is a different question than
question.
are the Celtics any good? Of course they're good. Are the Celtics legitimate contenders? Sure. But going into yesterday's game, they were almost even money versus the rest of the league to win the title. And I would ask.
And aren't they still?
Right. Well, they're still the favorites, but they're not
Okay.
even money. They're now like plus 200. They were plus 125. When is the last time the Boston Celtics looked awesome? I know the answer. Fear the Deer Friday.
That's true.
That was the last time when they beat Milwaukee by 41.